So, it's approximately 2:30 in the morning here. Just finished Landry Park and went to bed. I'm all happy and wake up like an hour later and pull blankets on me, and an arachnid fell into my hand. So here I am. I'm not getting any more sleep tonight, so I figured I might as well just make a video, seeing as I have no plans to go back in that bed. Landry Park by Bethany Hagen. So, Landry Park is about a teenage girl from a very elite part of society called the gentry. She is the sole heiress to basically the head family that descends from the man who made the world they have today possible. And so there's a lot of prestige, a lot of money, a lot of oomph behind her last name, and she has until she's 21 to get married and produce another heir for her family and keep the lineage going. And so there's a lot of expectations for her and her life and what she's supposed to do as being a Landry. It's also about social conflict between the classes, between the rich and basically the untouchables, the rootless, who are basically slaves and have no rights. The clash between those two, parts of society and the injustice going on in her world and her realizing that. Yeah, I mean, this book took me 2 days to read, which is that's a pretty big deal for me. I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So now I'm gonna go on to discuss the book. So if you haven't read Landry Park, go and read it. You'll enjoy it. And see you soon. I made some notes. The first book that I've read that I've actually made notes. A little index card too. I feel so prepared. The first thing that I want to discuss was this whole Madeline David thing. Okay, my first impression was I loved David. I loved him. He was great. He was like snarky and just kind of like, he was playing up to be this, stereotypical type, gentry guy in the beginning, but he had a more sensitive side, and I loved that. I ate that up. But as time went on, I was kind of like, half the time I hated him, and half the time I was like, oh, he's really good. I was just very back and forth with him. I was like, does she really want to be with someone who is so fickle about their, feelings and their moods and stuff like that, and, that they would, and also that they would go and, screw around with someone who they obviously don't, intend to be with. At the end, I was like, okay, he's good again. So, yeah, by the end of the story, I finally decided, yes, I do like David. I'm talking in soothing tones so that my little princess and spider killer will stay with me. Oh, that's right. I'm going to talk in hushed tones, because if I don't talk in hushed tones, she gets really nervous. So the next thing I wanted to discuss was Jude. Jude was awesome. Wasn't he awesome, kitty? I feel like Mr. Rogers talking to one of my puppets. I can't do this with the cat. He was awesome from the get-go. And the moment she saw him, I knew. I'm like, oh, I'm talking too loud. Oh. Yeah, the moment that she met him, I was like, oh, he's a keeper. The way he proposed to her and how he was like, oh, I want a partner and someone who would be quiet and, strong but not too, bold, I guess what was he said? I forget an exact word they used, but, because I was like, I don't know, that kind of was like, You want someone who's, quiet and, strong, but not too strong, and, someone who's, this, but not too this, and I was like, and when he showed up, when she came to the park, and he was up on the hill next to her dad, I was like, oh, hells no. What? No. It was a very, roller coaster ride, of emotions that I had to go through with this book, in deciding which guy I liked more, and if I liked either of them at some points. Because yeah, it was very back and forth, which I mean was really good because, you know, I kind of see where the author was going with this, Hagen was going with this, because a lot of, you know, the Bronte and Jane Austen kind of books have a lot of that back and forth. You know, and look at Pride and Prejudice and, you know, and Jane Eyre. They go through a lot of these back and forths where you know, you love the leading guy, you hate the leading guy, you love the leading guy, you hate the leading guy. And so, I felt like that was kind of very true to her background. Okay, so the last thing I want to discuss is, Madeline's inability to speak. I feel like there were a lot of times in this story where Madeline needed to speak up. She's really frustrated me at some points because she would have this, like, there'd be this long pause, this wait, where she should have spoken up and said something and she didn't. I know you've got, like, this whole, like, gentry politeness. There's a limit. There were just points when I was just really frustrated with Madeline and her inability to speak up and stop being, like, scared and stuff. So yeah, so another thing that I found really crazy about this book was Jacob Landry's diaries. Plan A for him was that the people who discarded of the charges, the expired charges, that they would be given special privileges and, like, being really taken care of and paid well and given vacations, and that it'd be a very fair treatment for these people who were doing such a dangerous job. When the gentry told him, the government told him that no, that's gonna be too expensive, that he just abandoned that idea totally and was just so greedy that he wasn't going to let that stop him in any way, and he basically fueled a war which would cause people to be basically enslaved and become the rootless. I have very mixed feelings about how her Uncle Stefan is going to take over and kind of make things change. Like I feel like there's like an undertone of waiting for, like, corruption to happen. I have this feeling like someone's gonna end up corrupt, that Madeline might even be the one who has to take back over and to actually make things happen right, that to bring the justice about. They end the book with her being like, her and David are like, they recognize that they have feelings for each other, they're like ready to be together, it's all butterflies and birdies, but, you know, there's a whole other book coming, and I feel like, you know, Jude's still there, and they have, like, kind of a good thing between them, and I feel like, I don't know, there's a whole other book coming, and if there's more books after that, it's too soon to be all happy, I found love, and whatever, it's, you know, happily ever after. I feel like there's room there that things could change. And it'll be really exciting to see how much things change. Yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon with more reviews. Don't forget to like this video or subscribe to my channel. I will see you soon. Bye.